Hello everybody, we're from the Universidad Autónoma of Chihuahua. Somos de la Universidad Autónoma de Chihuahua, and we're going to talk about the nutritional and economical crisis in the vulnerable zone in the state of Chihuahua. Y vamos a hablar de la nutrición, la crisis nutricional y económica en lo que son las zonas vulnerables en el estado de Chihuahua. Our content of the presentation is going to be an introduction, the situation, the problem, the justification about why we chosen that problem, the objectives in a short, medium, and long time, the development of the presentation, the conclusions, and our review of it. Okay.
Well, Chihuahua territory represents 12% of the country's surface. The weather that dominates is dry with the 40%. Also, they are very dry and hot surface with 14.6%. The annual temperature average is 17 Celsius degrees. But in the zone that we select, the higher temperature goes to 40 Celsius degrees, and the lower is 3 Celsius degrees. La superficie del país es de 12%, tiene un clima muy seco, como lo mencioné, de 40% del nivel, tiene un 14.6% en el clima, que es muy seco a semicálido, 25.88% de clima muy seco templado, y en una temperatura media anual del estado que es de 17 grados centígrados. La máxima es de 40 centígrados y la mínima es de 6 aproximadamente. Estas son variaciones que han estado contándose desde el 1990 al año pasado, que es el 2015. El promedio general del estado en precipitación es de 419 milímetros anualmente. En el 2011 ocurrió la sequía más grande en el estado de Chihuahua. ¿Esto por qué? Porque ocurrió el fenómeno del Niño, el que hemos estado escuchando durante toda la semana. Esto le tuvo un efecto en el estado de Chihuahua, más otros estados del norte. En Chihuahua fue en los municipios del norte, como es el municipio de Villa Ahumada, Chihuahua. En el 2012 y en el 2011 la precipitación fue de 98 milímetros. Esto quiere decir que durante estos años la precipitación disminuyó considerablemente debido a la sequía.
This orange color, it means that it's vulnerable zones of the Mexican nation. But we're interested in Chihuahua. So we have the northern zone, that we have desert, all of this space, and we have the mountains over here. They're being affected too. Okay. Chihuahua has at least 15 counties, which these are identified as a high vulnerability. There are two regions. One is at the north, like I already said. All these north, these are the counties. We have 67 counties in the state of Chihuahua, and all the mountains over here. The situation is that exists a nutritional and economic crisis where the agro sector is having a high impact because the very low and variable precipitation what has bring drought consequences in the vulnerable zones of the state. Okay, the justification why we choose this topic for the presentation and our program that we're going to make in Chihuahua. The communities need to be sustainable, where they can produce their own food products so they can have more confidence and reduce the migration for the counties, the farms, ranches to the cities. Okay, we have here the counties that we are interested about the zone. We have two zones, remember. The northern zone, that is a desert, and the southern west zone, that is forest, the mountains. but we choose Villa Ahumada and Juárez. We involve 318 communities, rural communities that are having problems in this zone. Okay?
Estas comunidades se toman como rurales cuando son menores de 2.500 habitantes. Entonces, en el municipio de Villa Ahumada y en Juárez hay 56 comunidades rurales que no precisamente se tengan que tomar como que tienen una economía muy baja, sino que esto es porque hay actividades de agricultura y de ganadería mínimas, pero cuentan como actividades activas.
In Mexico, to have these rural communities, to make the classification, we need to have a population lower than 2,000 of people. Okay, so these are the communities that are involved in this country. Okay, the small animal producers aren't in such poverty, but they have development restrictions, mostly like few or new federal support to fight against the drought, feeding problems, training, signification, and animal health. Yes, we have these problems because we don't know if there's no money in the government. We don't know if the projects there are, but they can get to the people. So that's a different situation that we have. Okay, and this is a photo from an area in Villa Ahumada. Okay, we have the mountains here and then the desert. Okay.
Well, sorry. I'm going to try to explain these figures here. We were working with the data from aWhere, yes, and we were trying to find what did you do when you were explaining with Dr. Dobut about what are the tendency of the graphs, or in this case, I'm going to try to explain this effect on the temperature, how it's coming on, the maximum and the minimum temperature by month from 2007 and 2016. So we wrote down these months. It's not with the normal conceptual frequency, but these are the months. And then so on the y-axis is the temperature. So this is the blue lines are the temperature maximum by month, and this other is the minimum temperature by month. I'm sorry, I wrote it in different ways. So, but as we can see, this is the normal tendency that we have in the high temperature. It doesn't have any changes. It's almost the same thing from 2007 to 2016. However, we can see the minimum temperature. I think most of the time should be influenced by the night, and on the other from the winter, in the winter and the fall, the lowest temperature we have. But the tendency is trying to increase a little bit. So maybe here from 2007 we have at least 3 or 4 Celsius degree in change. Now in this effect is warmer than before. It's warmer here than before. How is the temperature working on? In this region, in Villa Ahumada and Juárez.
You guys have about 1 minute.
Oh, sorry. Well, the other one is the precipitation, and also one we have really very much chances. The intensity is almost the same. It's normally to see the June at the middle of the year. We can have the better precipitation along the year. So on the other hand, the maximum and minimum relative humidity from this date, from 2007 to 2016, well, we can see here the relative humidity is coming down maybe 5 points from 2007 to 2016. And the relative humidity and the low level is almost the same. But we see here we are losing some humidity in the environment, maybe influenced by the vegetation that we are losing every year. So for the wind speed, we also higher speeds from 2007 to 2016, which is going to affect the performance of the crops and also the grasses that they are on the pastures, because we can have some dehydration of the soil. So then we can affect the production of dry matter on those places. Well, next.
Right, you guys have 10 minutes, so try to be quick.
Yeah, done.
Okay.
That's done. No. Oh, you're done.
No.
Esta región tiene muy poca precipitación, hablando de bioma de Chihuahua. Tiene una precipitación baja en temporal, tiene mucha agua en sus mantos acuíferos. Esto es un poco confuso, pues tiene sus mantos acuíferos, pero no tiene la suficiente agua para tener una producción de agricultura. Los productores de maíz, el frijol se vende muy barato en el mercado local, es decir, no les es redituable producir ellos mismos sus cultivos y venderlo al comercio. La alfalfa del trigo lo utilizan para alimentar el ganado de traspatio, es decir, ellos no lo venden.
Well, the objectives are to reduce the vulnerability of this community, of these rural communities in this zone of Chihuahua, and make a diagnosis about the production that they have there, about cattle or agriculture. And in the middle time, we have to create work for the families that they live there to innovate all the technologies that we have and we need, learn how to create and know how to sell all the production that they're made. Okay, the action is implement attractive and friendly environmental systems that let us increase our animal food and protein supply for human health.
In the hydrologic impact, first Macon Biomada Aquifer Rio Bravo hydrological region is located in the River Carmen Basin. 58% correspond to the municipality of Biomada. They extract 208.1 million cubic meters per year, of which 98.6% is destined for agricultural use. This is the river Rio Carmen. Hydrologic impacts. This is municipal for Biomada. There is a growing demand for water resources in the region to cover the basic needs of the inhabitants and boost the economic activities of the same. Due to the dry and very tight climate, there is a natural storage age for water due to the little precipitation and high evaporation. Evaporation of the precipitation of water occurs and reducing runoff and infiltration. Regional drought due to the decrease in the rainfall.
Gotta finish it up, guys.
Thank you.
Right. Okay. Well, a conclusion is that we need to make a different management of the soil, of the sources that we have: water, soil, and grasslands. So we need to know how to manage them and learn about all the data that they have given to us about the travel in time. So we can make different programs to keep production in. Even if we can increase or reduce it, making a different analysis about all that
Sí,
stuff.
el problema más grande con el que nos encontramos nosotros en Chihuahua y en México al momento de ir con los productores es la cultura y la educación que se tiene ahí. Es muy difícil llegar a intentar cambiarles un método tradicional que ellos ya tienen.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, and sorry for.